It's the Texas weather discussion video for Tuesday, the 28th of August. I'm Donovan Neal. The dry, hot weather pattern continues till the end of August as we head into early September. But keep in mind that just because it turns into September, it doesn't automatically get cool. So here's a look at the upper air look across the nation this morning. We have an upper high that's basically centered over the Carolinas and parts of Virginia. We still have broad ridging here, even a bit of a sea breeze, and we could see a few sea breeze showers and thunderstorms for our southern and southeastern counties, our extreme southeastern counties. But we have a very cold trough in our northeastern states where they could see where they potentially see the first snow of the season. And around that region, we have winter weather advisories in effect for parts of Wyoming and parts of Nevada. And go off to our east, we have some heat advisories in effect for much of central Illinois and some of the adjacent states. Up north, some flash flood watches and warnings in effect for parts of Green Bay and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And go off more to the east, where we have more heat advisories and even a couple of excessive heat warnings thrown in for parts of the northeastern states. But down here in the south, we remain pretty quiet. On convective outlooks, we have a standard slight risk in effect for parts for around Kansas City, Missouri, to around the Great Lakes states. And on day 2, we have a marginal risk in effect for basically for areas along the surface front. Keep in mind that North Texas remains in a green, which means we could see a few showers and thunderstorms along the Red River from that front, but no organized severe weather is expected. And on day 3, much of the central part of the country is in the green, which means we'll see a risk for thunder, but no organized severe weather is expected. This is the average rainfall for the next 7 days, valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Heavier totals remain up to the north, where they have all that flash flood watches and warnings in effect. And down here, we will still remain dry for the greater part of this week. Out in the tropics, amazingly quiet for this time of the year. Nothing new for the next 48 hours to 5 days. We do note a little bit of activity emerging from the African coast, but that is not expected to develop over the next couple of days as it encounters dry air and a lot of cool water. So let's go on to the model output. This is the 060 run that the GFS valid this afternoon at 1 o'clock at 500 millibars. You can see we have that cold trough just north of us, broad ridging here. Down here, we continue to remain dry, mostly sunny, of course, with highs mostly in the mid to upper 90s at this point. As we head into Wednesday, August the 29th, of course, that cold front emerges from the north. We could see a few sea breeze showers and thunderstorms, but again, highs will stay in the mid 90s with a mix of sun and clouds. Thursday, again, we remain mostly dry, but we still could see a few sea breeze showers and thunderstorms. Highs remain in the mid to upper 90s. More sun than clouds, of course. And same thing on Friday. Now here's Saturday as the weekend begins, the first day of September, the first day of meteorological fall, I mean. Now keep in mind that the weather doesn't magically turn cool. Highs will stay in the mid 90s with a mix with, of course, mostly sunny skies. So the weather doesn't automatically turn cool just because it hits meteorological fall. And the weather stays the same for Sunday. And for the Monday of next week, we have a little bit of moisture emerging from the Gulf. We'll have to see the northern extent of that thing, but more than likely we stay dry from that with highs in the mid 90s. And here's a week from today, Tuesday, the 4th of September. Heights are about where they should be for us, and down here we stay dry for the most part. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Thursday, the 6th of September. We have 594 heat ring just to the west of us, and we have another heat ring that we're encompassed by. Basically broad ridging here, and down here we still stay dry from that. But let's go on to the European model, where it shows a little bit of tropical mischief. in the near the Louisiana Mississippi coast by the 10-day forecast period. Now, other runs were showing this near the Texas coast, but now it's shifted this more east. So those of you that live in the coastal states, be sure to be aware of a little bit of tropical mischief past near the 10-day forecast period. But nothing's guaranteed yet, but just is something to keep an eye on. But you can see for the numbers for the next 10 days, coming off of the National Weather Service best blend of forecast models, you can see that highs basically stay in the mid to upper 90s as we get into early September, but that transitions to the mid 90s as we transition to mid-September. And the climate prediction center did 8 to 14 day outlook suggests that we could definitely see above average temperatures for through the 4th and 10th of September. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'll run it in the blog. Next video here should be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can, catch your local TV stations on the air at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and Godspeed.